initially, I think when people sit down with a divorce attorney for the first time, they are kind of listing out what the assets are and who has what and who has, the different properties. Um, can you just describe some of those pitfalls that you've seen where the divorce attorney has proceeded without your guidance, where you've had to come in and kind of, put band-aids on things, or, people at the end are very contentious even after things have gone through. So how do you handle that? And what would you do in those circumstances?
Yeah, I mean, it's, like we've talked about, off camera, it's a touchy subject, right? Like it's very difficult to do that. And so, as a professional with my position, my goal is to keep everything as fair and equitable as possible, and to help the divorce team keep as many of the assets as possible, because a lot of times you're dealing with taxable events or certain situations that happen where you're having to liquidate assets in divorces. And with that happening, you're losing a lot, right? You can lose a lot of the value. But if you're able to utilize real estate, where there's a statistic out there that 68% of marital asset is in the home on average for married couples. So we're talking about 70% of people's livelihoods, right? People's net worth is in the
Right,
home.
in their
So
house. Mhm.
that's just being able to jump in there and help people out that way. I've seen a lot of situations where just because of the way it was written, that they're getting, let's say, child support for 3 years or something like that. Well, if that starts right at the end of the divorce, now we're in a situation where we have to wait for 3 months to prove that it's being paid. And now we're only 2 years and 9 months left. And in a mortgage world, we have to prove that income is going to last for at least 3 years when we close on the home.
So in
So
this
now
case,
we've
there'd be a
gotten into this,
shortfall of income there.
right? So now you're not going to be able to use that income in a mortgage situation, where if you'd have us involved, what we can do is work on getting temporary orders placed. So during that 90 to 120 days of the process of being divorced, that spousal support is being paid. So now if it's going to continue for 3 years after the divorce ends, now we've
And
got
that
income we
counts
can use.
towards the total amount of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So just getting things started earlier can change the entire picture. And so, with us involved, we'd be able to kind of navigate, how much income of one variety would be able to be used or needs to be used, because there's certain, it's all about just the intricacies of the mortgage aspect. And getting those things started earlier just makes everything go smoother later on. So that's a lot of the value, is being able to show them that, it's not going to cost anybody any more money, but if you spread that out over 3 years and 3 months instead of 3 years, you may be able to use it in a mortgage situation where you wouldn't have if you've only done it for 3 years.